some breath. So you're welcome to find yourself either on your back or in a seat, however you feel like starting today. And making that choice for yourself, either in like a shavasana or restorative, constructive rest, or in any seat. Maybe taking some really big breaths here. Getting out any little movement you might have. Fully filling our lungs up. Taking some of our biggest breaths we've had maybe all day. And then however you're sitting or laying down, letting everything settle to the bottom. That might be your back side or just your seat. Imagining everything settling in there. Letting our breath bring us to this moment. Maybe taking inventory of any other sensory information, our contact with the ground, any smells in our space, any other sounds. Any wind. And all of these can be anchors bringing us back to practice tonight. Using these senses, our breath, to bring us back into our bodies. And allowing ourselves to call all of our energy here, all of our attention here, giving ourselves full permission to be present with this practice tonight. Letting whatever has happened up until this moment and whatever might be waiting for you afterwards to evaporate. Taking a few more breaths, letting yourself settle into your natural rhythm of breath. Both intentional, but not forcing it or making it uncomfortable in any way. If you're on your back, I invite you to bring your knees into your chest. And everyone can invite any sort of movement into their body. That might be head rolls or rolling the, just moving the hips back and forth a little bit. And on our own timing, we'll make our way into a child's pose, taking our time getting there. And any sort of morning stretches or things like that that you might discover on your way there, just allowing those to happen. As we find our way into child's pose, taking a few big breaths into our mat here. Knees can be wide or close together. Again, what does the ground feel like here? Allowing the settling to resettle. And then our next breath, we'll move into our tabletop, shifting onto hands and knees and going right into your cat and cow practice. Dropping the belly, loosening the chest, and curving towards the belly button, and just letting this be your own. And moving slowly, intentionally, and inviting any other movements that feel good right here, that you feel like your body is asking you for. Looking over our shoulders, making any circles. And we always have the choice to move in a familiar way or try something new. And you always get to choose that. It could be a combination of our familiar grooves. A few more breaths here in this exploration. And then we'll push ourselves back into child's pose, hips sink back. On our inhale, we're going to shift right into cat. So lifting our spine up, looking towards the belly button, and then letting this unfurl into a gentle up dog. So we just let the chest fall forward and protecting our spine here. You keep some core engagement, and you can let this move back and forth a little bit. Sticking on child's pose. We'll do that again. Inhaling right into cat, looking towards our belly button. Letting this unfold, coming into up dog, kind of like an up dog, but keeping our knees on the ground. Yeah, I got any movement here, and then moving back to child's pose. And we'll do that one more time. Inhaling through cat, unfolding, up dog. And then shifting back into tabletop, finding our neutral spine, hands right below our shoulders. We'll inhale and lift the right arm up towards the sky, twisting here, feeling the chesting expand, and then letting that hand slide through for a threaded needle. So our right cheek meets the ground. Taking any variation with the arms, you can clasp the hands together or bind that upper arm over around your back. Where can we soften in this twist? Slowly unwind out of this, letting that hand come back up. Taking a cat and cow in between or any other neutralizing movement with the spine. And finding ourselves back in a neutral spine and feeling our spine long and straight here, reaching that left arm up towards the sky, gaze follows, and then letting that hand slide through, thread needle on the other side. And any arm variation, maybe noticing any differences, honoring them. We'll slowly unwind out of the side. Again, maybe taking a cat and cow in between. And then tucking our toes, find that neutral spine. We'll lift our knees just a couple inches off the ground, pulling that belly button up towards the spine. And on our next exhale, lifting the hips up, meeting in down dog. Taking a few breaths here, bending and stretching the legs. Yeah, feeling our way into this down dog. And then walking our hands back towards our feet. So our hands walk, taking a handful of steps back, finding ourselves in this forward fold. Have a slight bend in your knees. And then you can grab opposite elbows or let your hands reach towards the ground and just rock a little bit back and forth here. Letting it be fluid. And release your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, spine long, making like a right angle with our upper body and lower body. And then exhale, lowering down. Then inhale, halfway lift, spine long. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center, finding ourselves in a standing pose, feet firmly planted into the ground. We'll inhale our arms to the cactus pose, so like goalposts. Yeah. You're taking a few breaths here, feeling the chest expanding. And our exhale, we're going to eagle our hands. So letting the right hand come underneath the left. Maybe the back of the hands or the palms connect. Allowing the breath to expand our back rib cage. Inhale, expanding again our goalpost, arms, chest expanding out in front of us. And then crossing opposite eagle, so left hand underneath. Releasing our hands down, mount pose. Just taking some inventory, noticing where we're feeling any sensation. Inhale, lifting our arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Walking our hands towards the top of our mat, finding ourselves in a plank. We'll hold this for 3 breaths, staying here, lowering the knees. Always option to lower the knees in a modified plank. Feeling our full palms pressing into the ground, sending our breath towards the ground. And on that 3rd breath, lowering all the way down to our mat. Belly on the ground. And making any adjustments to the hand as we lift into a cobra, pressing palms to the ground, shoulders back and down. And then meeting back in child's pose. Tucking the toes, coming into down dog. Again, we'll walk our hands back towards our feet, meeting at the bottom of our mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. So inhale, coming all the way up to standing, arms reach up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, forward fold. Walking your hands forward again into plank. Just taking 1 breath here before lowering all the way down into our mat or chaturanga, coming into cobra or up dog. And then meeting back and down dog. Inhale, we'll lift that right heel up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. Feeling our legs long. And then exhale, bringing that knee to nose, stepping it forward, coming into a low lunge. That back knee lowers, reaching our arms up. You might clasp the fingers together. You could try lifting your shoulders up really high and then exhale, lowering them down. Letting yourself sink into this low lunge. Inhale, maybe taking a slight arch upwards, and exhale, letting our hands meet our foot on the ground, tucking that back toe in and stepping it forward, meeting in a forward fold at the top of our mat. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing, and exhale, hands to heart center. Shifting our weight into that left foot. We're going to test our balance, and maybe just lifting that right foot up off the ground. You could lift it up at hip length or just a few inches off the ground. And lowering down, lifting our arms up, inhale, and exhale, forward fold. We'll step that right foot back, and then left foot meeting in down dog. Inhale, lifting that left heel up towards the sky. And exhale, bringing it in, low lunge, that back leg lowers down, arms reach up. And you can clasp the hands here and lifting the shoulders really high. And exhale, releasing down, releasing any tension where you don't need it here. Inhale, slight back arch, and exhale, hands down, stepping that back foot forward, and coming all the way up, standing, arms reach up, and hands to heart center, shifting our weight into that right foot, testing our balance, and maybe that foot lifts up a little, or knee hip length, nice. Lowering down, arms reach up. And then exhale, forward fold. Stepping that left foot back and then the right. Meeting in down dog. If you'd like to go through your flow, you're welcome to that. Inhale, reach our right heel up towards the sky. Exhale, three-legged dog, or exhale, knee to nose. Stepping it forward, coming into a high lunge, arms reach up. Inhale, take a slight arch here. And exhale, airplaning our upper body and our arms, just shifting our weight forward, keeping both feet on the ground. Inhale, coming back upright, arms reach up. And exhale, airplaning the upper body, arms along our torso. One more time, arms lift up. And exhaling them down to the top of our mat. We'll plant our left hand into the ground, opening up towards the right for a twist. Nice. Letting that right hand come down, stepping that back foot forward, coming all the way up to standing, arms reach up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Again, we'll shift our weight into the left foot, lifting that front leg. This time, maybe you extend it straight in front of you, at any height here. Noticing all the micro muscles that are working to keep upright, especially on uneven ground. And then releasing that leg down, arms reach up. And exhale, forward fold. Finding ourselves in down dog, allowing whatever path takes you there. Might be direct, might be through chaturanga, might be a child's pose. Inhale, lifting that left heel up towards the sky. And stepping it forward, coming into our high lunge, arms reach up. Inhale, taking a slight arch here. And exhale, airplaning the upper body, arms reach along the sides of the torso. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, airplaning our upper body. Inhale, one more time, arms reach up. And exhale, lowering our hands towards the mat, planting that right hand into the ground, opening up towards the left for a twist. Releasing that hand down, stepping the back foot forward, coming all the way up to standing. Shifting our weight into that right foot, testing our balance, and maybe extending that left leg forward in front of us. If both our feet are pressing into something. Lowering that leg down. Inhale, reaching both arms up, clasping our hands above our heads. And taking a banana pose either side. So just stretching our fingers towards one side, feeling that opposite foot firmly pressing into the ground. And coming back to center and other side. Extending our side body. And back to center, slight arch here, extending the chest up. And sinking into chair pose, hips sink down, arms reach up, weight sinking into the back of our heels. You might take a cactus here, you can cactus the arms. And then be active, fully a part of our pose. And exhale, forward fold. And hang out here for a moment, maybe grabbing opposite elbows, maybe letting it move a little bit. Releasing our hands down. We will meet back in down dog or taking a child's pose if you need. We'll meet in down dog, lifting our hips up. And extending that right leg up, three-legged dog, legs long. And bringing that knee forward, coming into another high lunge. Arms reach up. And we'll do another airplane of our upper body, lifting that chest forward, feeling our weight shifting into that front leg. Inhale, arms reach up. And this time going into a real airplane. So we can airplane our upper body first and then stepping that back foot in, beginning to test our balance, lifting that leg up. Feeling our back body engaged. Yes, nice. Standing that standing leg pressing into the ground. We can let our hands come to our hips, and we're going to come to standing, but try not to let that floating leg touch the ground. So bringing that knee in front. Again, maybe you extend it long here. Yeah, and arms can stay out if you need. I like hands on my hips, but any arm variation is welcome here. And then we're going to go back and forth between this. So bending the knee, going back into our airplane, that foot presses back behind us. And then letting that knee come in and forward, extending that leg forward. Any variation of the arms, keeping them still or letting them be a part of this. We'll do that one more time. Yeah, so many different muscles moving as we move back and forth in between here. Moving forward. And letting that leg come down, maybe shaking all the legs out. Inhale, we'll lift our arms up. And exhale, sinking our hips down in our chair pose. You can cactus the arms. And we're going to begin lifting our right foot up and over the left for eagle. Right arm goes underneath. So opposite arm underneath. Nice. And you can always use that right toe to support us. Maybe sinking a little lower with our exhale. Awesome. And then releasing, arms reach up, feeling expansion here after contorting our bodies. And exhale, forward fold. Taking a halfway lift. And exhale, planting our hands into the mat, meeting back in down dog, making it direct, taking chaturanga. Inhale, lifting that left heel up towards the sky. And bringing that knee to nose, stepping it forward, coming into our high lunge. Inhale, chest expands. And exhale, airplane in the upper body and shifting our weight, noticing how this posture changes with that. Inhale, arms reach up. And then this time going into our airplane, shifting our weight fully into that front leg, stepping that back foot forward and lifting that leg. Nice. And if we can connect that floating heel with our head somehow, or it might be our inner thigh and our back. There's a connection between our lower and upper body here, keeping us balanced. And on our next breath, shifting into a standing pose, bringing that knee forward and extending that leg in front of us. Nice. Taking any arm variation that supports your balance. Bending that knee, letting that foot push back behind us, airplane. And really letting this be your own timing, going back and forth between airplane and this leg extended in front of us. Allowing it to maybe be messy, and just returning to it. As you finish your rounds, letting that leg come down, maybe shaking it out. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, chair pose, sinking our hips back, cactusing the arms, and coming into our eagle on the other side. So that left leg reaches up and over, left arm under the right. Nice. And these balances are still fluid, even as we aim for stillness and tranquility, their dynamic positions changing. And slowly coming out of this. And releasing our hands to mountain pose, arms along the side, and taking at least 5 breaths here. Again, letting ourselves settle in, checking in with our breath if we've forgotten. Checking in with any other sensations we may feel from the inside or from the outside of our bodies right now. We're gonna step our left foot back, coming into a wide stance. Yeah, you can be, legs are wide, toes can be pointed a little bit out. Inhale, extending for starfish pose, so our limbs extending in opposite directions. And then exhale, sinking our down into a squat. Yeah, so wide-legged squat. The hands can be on the hips if they need, or they could be out. Inhale, we'll extend long here so we can stand up. And then turning the toes in a little bit. We're gonna, we have a little mini motorcycle. It's cute but loud. We're gonna forward fold. So hands can be on your hips, forward fold, letting our head drop forward. Planting our left hand into the ground, opening up towards the right for a twist. And letting the other hand come down for a twist. Coming back to our forward fold. We're gonna hang out here for a few more breaths. Yogi's choice. You can reach for both legs. You can also go into any sort of tripod headstand practice if that is something you're feeling tonight, or just hanging out, letting your head reach towards the ground or grabbing the back of your neck. And we'll slowly come up and out of this. You can let one vertebrae rolling up. We can, to make our way back, we can come into a warrior two. So turning that right toe forward, bending that front knee. Letting our hands come down towards the mat and meeting back in down dog. Inhale, lift that right heel up towards the sky, and then opening the hip, letting that knee bend, and inviting any sort of hip circles here. Yeah. Inhale, lifting that leg up, and we're gonna bring knee to nose. Exhale. Inhale, extend long. And exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, extend long. Exhale, knee to left elbow. You can hover here. Options to either extend that leg through for this like wild thing position, or if you're interested in a fallen angel, you can let your thigh land on your, or something like that, if that's in your practice and you feel kind of funky tonight. And letting that hand come down, stepping that foot back into our plank, pushing back into down dog. We'll lift that right leg back up, and this time stepping it forward, coming into our warrior two. Back leg spins down, dropping our shoulders. Inhale, arm reaches up for reverse warrior, reaching for that back leg. And exhale, side angle pose, left arm extends long. And then we're going to flow back and forth between these two. So inhaling and reversing. And exhaling, side angle, connecting this breath to your movement. Stretching that front leg, turning that toe back in our wide-legged stance. And we're gonna bend, so you're facing whichever direction, bending that left knee, keeping the right leg long. And here, option to reach towards the ground for this stretch here. You can keep your hands off the ground as well for more strength. And shifting in between, you might put your hands in between your thighs. Yeah. And shifting to the other leg, so the left or the right knee bending, stretching the left leg. And coming back to center, stretching both legs, upper body comes up. We're gonna extend our arms long in a T and turning our left toes forward, coming into our warrior two on the other side. So you're facing back, opposite direction. And kind of reversing here, we'll inhale, reaching back. And exhale, side angle, elbow to thigh. Inhale, reversing and going, do this a couple more times on your own breath, letting it be fluid. Maybe never fully arriving to either position. Coming back to our warrior two. We'll cartwheel our hands down, meeting in a down dog, facing that opposite direction. You can go right into lifting that left leg up, opening the hip and inviting hip circles on this side. Internal hip massage. And extending that leg long, bringing knee to nose, exhale. Inhale, extending that left leg high. And exhale, knee to the left elbow. Inhale, extend. And exhale, knee to opposite elbow, pressing that leg through for this wild thing, opening that arm. And letting that hand come down, pressing our feet back, down dog. And then taking child's pose, knees wide, and letting our hips sink back. Meet in down dog on your own timing, no rush. And walking our hands back towards our feet, letting ourselves slowly roll up to standing. Yeah, we can turn around facing our normal direction. We're gonna take one more balance here. So shifting our weight into our left foot, lifting. So similar to how we started our class, lifting that right leg up. And you can reach for that foot. So it might just be the same, straighten that leg, or you can reach for your toe and extend into that hand. Yeah. If you have a wall or a tree near you, you're welcome to use that. And the opposite arm can help balance. I can move it to the side, opening the hip up. Nice. And letting ourselves be buoyant and dynamic here. We'll release that leg down and come into a quad stretch so we can just reach for the back of that leg. And here we can really think about pressing that hip forward, maybe dropping the chin. Lowering that leg down, shake it out. And then shifting our weight into that right foot. And lifting the left leg up off the ground, getting our balance in place and reaching for that toe. Another version of this that's really nice is just if you have like a coffee table, just putting your leg on the coffee table. And opening that leg. Option to open that up to the mid. Coming back to center, letting that leg down, give it a little shake, and then reaching back for a quad stretch. Taking that leg out. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, making our way towards our mat. We'll step our feet back into plank. And as slowly as possible, lowering ourselves all the way down onto our mat, letting our belly button stay connected. But once you get to the ground, just fully releasing there. Maybe turning your cheek to one side. We're gonna roll onto one side. So roll onto your right side, and I don't know if there's a name for it, but I'm gonna call it like beach lounge pose. So you can place your head in your palm. Nice, got it. And we're gonna reach our left leg up towards the sky. So yeah, nice. And we can turn that hip, you kind of turn it out a bit, I guess. So, and it might help to keep the leg a little bit in front of you. So you're not your weight isn't pulled back, yeah. And then here, while keeping our legs straight, we can we're gonna shift that that leg in front of us, trying to reach our toe towards the ground. You can use that front hand to balance you. Notice how your core is, having to do some work to stabilize, and maybe just barely touching it like you're dipping your toe in water and then bringing it back up. Ooh. And then bending that knee, keeping it at a right angle, doing a similar toe dip behind us. So trying to just dip that toe towards the ground behind us. And our upper body is going to do some compensating, staying connected to our core. We'll stretch that leg up, and one more time in front of us, bringing that leg forward. And then extending it up and dipping that toe back behind us and extending it long. And then we're going to bring it to a close, but very slowly and as if our legs are opposite magnets. So if it's really hard to close them together. And then eventually falling onto our stomach, so letting everything melt into the ground. Forehead comes to the ground. We'll let our arms come along our sides and coming into locust pose. We'll inhale, lifting our feet and knees and upper chest up, trying to keep our gaze just ahead of us. Full use of our body here. Maybe lifting a little bit higher. And exhale, releasing, turning opposite cheek. And pushing on to the other side, so your left side, beach lounging pose. That right arm can stabilize us, hand in front of us. And extending that leg long up towards the sky, that right leg. Letting that leg come in front of us towards the ground, dipping our toe just nice and slowly into the grass or carpet, and coming up slowly. And then bending that knee, letting that toe dip behind us. Yeah, it's a fun balance core experiment. Doing that one more time on your own timing. And then slowly letting that leg close again, as if legs are opposite magnets. So really using all of our muscles as they slowly close together. And letting ourselves rock on to our stomachs. And we'll push back into child's pose. And then letting our legs swing around, coming into a seat, legs in front of us. Maybe removing the flesh from underneath our seats. Shaking the legs out a little bit. We'll reach our arms up, coming into a forward fold. So reaching up and forward. And letting our hands reach wherever they land, towards our shins, grabbing our toes. Slowly coming out of that, letting our hands firmly place right next to our seats. We're going to lift our hips up for a reverse plank. So yeah, trying to think of a long line from toes towards bottom of the chin. You can drop that head back if you'd like. And slowly lowering our hips. We can grab the back of our knees as we lower ourselves onto the ground. Bringing that right knee into our chest, letting it cross over for a twist. So that right knee falling over towards the left. Settling and softening. Bringing ourselves back to center, bringing both knees in, giving yourself a hug. Letting the right knee extend long, left knee in, and crossing it over for a twist. Slowly coming back to center, bringing both knees in, reaching for the outsides of our feet and coming into a happy baby. Feet come wide, and letting there be dynamic, letting any movement. And then letting this turn in to any other position you might need right now in the next minute or so, any other movements you need before finding a resting pose. You know what to do. Legs up the wall, bridge, shoulder stand. Yeah, no rush as we eventually find rest. Giving, again, yourself full permission to relax, to soften, and to absorb. You may take a big breath in and exhale out of the mouth. You can invite some big breaths into the belly and chest. And let that expand to any movement in the fingers and toes. Slowly turning to one side. Eventually coming to a seat if you'd like to close our practice together. Letting your hands find any comfortable place on your lap or in your chest. And we'll close our practice with 3 big breaths together. Taking a deep inhale. Bowing forward, honoring yourself and for practicing in community today. Namaste. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you.